Hey guys, Survivalist31 here, and I'm going to bring you a new video. I'm going to do a video on something I haven't done a video on in a while, and that is a flashlight. This is the Inova X5 LED flashlight. It is a 5 LED CR123 momentary push cap flashlight, and it also has a constant on by just screwing down the back. I'll just go over the basic spec of the flashlight. Like I said, it uses two CR123 batteries. It features 5 LEDs in the front of the light. Has a runtime of 10 hours on 2 batteries, and has a 56 lumen output. It has a momentary on function like that, and then you just screw down the back of the flashlight to have your constant on. And if you unscrew it all the way or past the temporary on, then you get what's called lockout mode, like that, where despite the fact you're pressing the tail cap, it's not lighting up, and that's just to conserve your battery. It is made out of a aircraft aluminum that is anodized. It's a really good quality light, I would say. It's really solid, and it holds up well, just as an EDC light. It's not too heavy, and it's not too big. It is a double CR123 light, and it is IPX4 waterproof, which means splash proof, basically. I think it's 2 feet underwater, stagnant, something like that. I'm not exactly sure, but it's not you should submerge me in water for hours type rating. It's got a nice large lanyard hole at the back. Easily you could put a piece of 550 cord through there or some other large grade cordage. And it's got a knurling texture along the top here to give you some positive grip. It's got a nice rubber tail switch, really tactile, sticky, holds your thumb when you put it on there. And it does have Inova written along the edge here of the tail cap. I'm pretty sure you probably can't see that. At the front, it's just got the 5 LEDs, which are recessed about a ½ an inch into the bezel of the flashlight. It's nice to have the LEDs recessed because it keeps you from scratching them up, and if you scratch up the LEDs, it does dim the LEDs. The flashlight, like I said, just 2 CR123s, and the positives actually go towards the tail cap instead of towards the bezel. It has an O-ring right here, if you guys can see that. There is an O-ring right at the bottom of the threads right there to, make it a little bit more water resistant, and it's just nice. There's a little plus sign on the inside of the tail cap so you know that the positives go up there. I have Energizer lithiums in there right now. The plus sign to make sure you, like I said, you know the positives in the top, which is a really nice feature. I'm going to go ahead and turn the video off for a second and move the camera, turn the lights off, and show you kind of what the beam pattern is up against the wall. Alright, this is the beam pattern up against a white bathroom wall in my house. It is a relatively cool white light. It's really crisp in the middle. It's not bluish in hue at all, and there's not really one true hotspot. There is kind of a little bit of a hotspot in through here, where the 5 LEDs kind of merge, but it's not really something you can completely pick out. It's relatively white in the center, and then it gets a little bit more yellowish, and then out around the edges it's a little bit more yellow, but you can't really pick out the beam pattern too much, and it's a really usable beam type. Like, there's no huge rings like you would see in a mag light that cause there to be a lot of shadowing inside of the beam pattern. Now, Inova does say that the flashlight throws out to 56 meters, I think, or 131 feet, something along the lines of that. And I wouldn't doubt it. It's a relatively bright flashlight, but I think the spread would be really, really big at that range, and it wouldn't be a very usable feature. But yeah, there's the beam pattern, like I said, a little bit white here, and it gets a little bit more yellowish out here, and then it just kind of fades into the last like yellow ring here, where it's almost brownish. But it's a really good beam pattern, and for a simple EDC one mode light, or you know, a throw it in your car kind of my car broke down light, I would definitely recommend that for this type of beam pattern. Alright, I've got the light back on the counter here, and I'll go over the features, give you the pros and cons, and just close the video up. Pros: it's a nice, lightweight, compact light that's relatively bright. It is single mode, which is, you know, it eliminates having to multi-tap your buttons or turning your light on in the wrong mode, which can be a problem on some multi-mode lights. Like, I just purchased a Nightcore D20, and it could be a problem if you accidentally turn the light on in moon mode, but it's easy to change around. Like I said, it's a simple design. Just click on, screw on. Some people might not like that screw. So, good anodizing, good material, easy to use. The knurling is aggressive, catches your hands. This middle section here also catches your hands really well. That's a plus. And that the LEDs are recessed to keep them from scratching. The downsides of the light: it is a relatively simple light, and it's a relatively small light. Some people might like a lot of light from their flashlights, or might want a multi-mode flashlight to adjust their situation. This light doesn't do that. This light is a really simple light. That's all it does. It's good at being simple. It's good at just turning on and illuminating its full capacity. It also, like I said, it's LED and it's CR123. Well, CR123s are not a very common battery. They're common-ish, but they're not nearly as common as a AA or as even a AAA battery. So it might be a little harder to find batteries for the users. And the no constant on tail switch might be a drawback for some people who don't want to deal with having to screw the bezel, the back section of the bezel down to keep the light on. And the other thing is, as you can see, it rolls when it's put down on a counter. It doesn't have anything to stop it without you putting it down. LEDs down, which is nice where you have the recessed LEDs. And you can't stand it up candle style on a table like you can with some other lights. That is really about it. It is a great light. They retail for around $35, and they come in either a clamshell style or a packaging style like this. And I would recommend it as an EDC light, or if just a throw it in your car bag, throw it in your bob. Just really simple, really easy to use light that's no frills, down to basics. Thank you guys for watching. Sorrellos31 out.